The higher knowledge answers the question why, and the lower knowledge answers the question how. That's one criterion. The other criteria I'll say in a second, as soon as we pay just a little bit of attention to this one. For example, every time, this is a modern disease, I'd say, to merge the two into one. In other words, to not make difference between the two questions, question why and question how. It seems to be the tendency of, this is of course terrible generalization, and I know it doesn't do justice, but nevertheless it is very prominent to merge the two, to question how and question why. For example, when you ask someone, why is the sky blue? They'll always tell you, how's the sky blue? You will hardly ever hear the answer to your question, namely, why is the sky blue? They'll tell you how the light breaks and bounces and reflects and this, that, the other thing, and enters your brain through the retina, and then you have experience of blueness. But that's how's the blue. Still the question why is the blue is not answered. So similarly, when you ask the question, why am I alive? Then they'll tell you how you are alive. In other words, they'll explain how the blood's pumped by the heart and so on, and there's neurons and electrons and the brain and the blood vessels and skin and bones and stuff. But that's not answering the question why. It simply answered the question how. So, higher knowledge is answer to question why. Answers to question why reveal purpose, the reason behind things. And answers to question how simply reveals a mechanism. A crude, cold mechanism. That's it. So in modern times, we have, generally speaking, as a civilization, we have become very proficient in the science of mechanistics, in mechanistical sciences, or mechanistic sciences. So we can assemble an iPod or iPhone, and we can assemble, a wireless router, and we have assembled many things like this. Atomic, for God's sake, why did I do that? Atomic bomb. So we have become very, very expert, very good at in the department of knowledge how, but not why. We don't know why. That has not been revealed to us yet. Neither it's taught in school. Why. And it is much more important to know the answers to the question why than to know answers to the question how. Why? Because answers to the question why reveal purpose. Reveal purpose. Purpose means value. If something does not have a purpose, doesn't have value. Things without purpose we call garbage. Those are the things we get rid of because I don't see a purpose to it. Get out of my house, put it in trash. So therefore we're living basically in one valueless world, actually worldview, generally speaking. And in this way, objectively we gain no value, no matter how much progress we make in the mechanistic sciences. In other words, the fact that some time ago all phones were wired. I don't know if you guys even know what's a wired phone. The phone with the wire, and not with a dial pad, but with that turn dial. Anyone ever used that phone here?
Yeah.
You have to be quite ancient to have used that phone. You guys are old. My friend worked at a reception in a hotel, and so when someone from a room picked up a phone and asked him to connect them to a particular phone, and these are all tourists from all over the world, so that he had to like turn so many numbers. Turn number 9 and then prrr, then 0. Prrr, prrr. It was taking forever to dial a number. He was happy when they invented the dial pad. But but even before that, even before the phone was invented, still, here's what I'm trying to say. Even despite the fact that we have phones, and not only phones, but phones with dial pad, and not even that, but phones that are not even wired, we have still, as human beings, made no progress. We have basically made progress in valueless field, in field which makes no contribution to our lives, in field that in no ways makes our lives better. Like one of our monks, when one of the first iPods came out, he was a very happy monk, and then he got this iPod. And he was very happy to have the iPod, and he loaded it with lectures by talks and speeches by wise people. And he was listening to that many hours a day, and he was very happy. And then the iPod broke, and then he wasn't happy anymore. But the fact is that he was happy before the iPod was invented. And in other words, the fact that he was given the iPod did not improve the quality of his life. For example, before the cellular phones were invented, we didn't need them. And now they're invented, and we all of a sudden need them. In other words, the need with them was invented. Anyhow, I'm just giving a few examples how progress in the field of answers to question how is not progress. How many of you have seen this Google Glass? It's a new thing. Like you put Google Glass and it has a little camera and it has a little monitor on the inside, and whatever you tell it will do. It'll tell you whatever driving directions in front of you. It'll tell you information about a thing you see. You can tell it to take a photo, take a video, give you information about things, even translate things from different languages. But no matter what, thing can dance for you, can cook and clean your apartment for you. But it will not make your life better. As a matter of fact, quite often we see that the progress in the field of knowledge to the answer how often leads to degradation. Degradation of quality of human experience. Because we're simply increasing our expectations. We're simply increasing our expectations. More you increase your expectations, well, more you want, more you need to achieve the same level of satisfaction. And anyhow, even if it does produce satisfaction, some kind of satisfaction, still does not answer the question why. Because the answers to question why give us reason and purpose. Otherwise, we're living without a purpose, or at least knowing what the purpose is. If we don't know what the purpose is, how are we going to align ourselves with it?